Hello. Hi, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Hi, H. Hi, Aura. It's a Wednesday. We're going to be spinning the wheel as we tend to do on the Wednesday. I hope you're all doing well. I was hurrying a little bit, but I was there on time, right? Just barely. Just barely on time, but I made it. I really enjoyed God of War yesterday. Looking forward to playing more, but that will have to be tomorrow because it's not on the wheel. I mean, it's not gonna be spun today. Well, Jaeger, hello. I hope you're doing well. Let me go to the wheel because everyone, of course, is excited to see it. As always, I'm. I know I am. Oh, sorry, my voice is a little bit rough. I should be okay though. Just a little sniffles. It happens. But yeah, many different things on the wheel still. It has been thinning out a little bit, um, which is probably a good thing, to be honest. I've been meaning to put some other stuff on there myself. And then, I mean, maybe some of these I will also finish at some point, and then we can remove them as well. But right now, let me just spin. Let's spin to win. What'll it be? Oh, okay. You can no longer rest or save in-game and have to rely on any autosave function. Lovely. Um, I'm sure that's fine. That's that's fine. Hopefully the game I'll land on will not need me to save manually. I imagine that I can save manually like at the end, right? Oh, well, look at that. It faults Milestone 2. I guess we're going to be talking a lot. It's all your fault. I mean, in a sense, yeah. But I do want to play it. I very much want to play it. Milestone 2. Uh, wait, there's... Oh, it's side above. I see. Milestone 2 side above. Mm-hmm. There we are. Let me see if the music is not too loud. I doubt it, but... Side above and waiting for side below for over a decade. Oof. I mean, side below does have a category on Twitch, which is interesting. Oh god. Okay, I said it wasn't going to be loud. Apparently it is. I lied. Oh god. Damn OBS updates. What did they do, Jaeger? I'm just checking this before I... Because I didn't do... I didn't update OBS yet. I skipped it so far. Did it break something? It broke everything for you and you have 1,000 still images of your dumb face? Oh no. Well, that's not good. That's not what's supposed to happen. Side Below has been on Steam, coming soon for an eternity. Ah, okay. So it never actually released. And it won't capture your game? Oh god. Well, I'm glad I didn't update then. I hope that when I do update, that it won't also break for me. Samit, hello. There we are. So we have our gang here. It's Rune, of course. I'm already blanking on the other name. Does Encyclopedia say? I'm sure they... Maybe... I don't think they do. Selphine and Return it. Yes, you're right. What? 20,000 FPS? What? Well, every second that passes in the real world would feel like it had stretched out to 14 minutes. Right, but why is that... What? Why is there a miscellaneous for 20,000 FPS? That is a lot of frames, yeah. What is all this? What is this? The colloquial slang form of Vilsarial results from searching for equivalent terms from world number 321821331313451334719335513346843218355348 right 36343148532555253253248925. Yeah, I think that's the right number. You see what's up? Que pasa, cocktail, gates. Yeah, so this is just what's up in multiple languages. No? What the heck? Is the missanction of the Encyclopedian? Yes, I mean, yes. They have Dutch. No, they have Deutsch or German. But they don't have Dutch. Interesting. It's a weird selection of languages as well. I don't recognize them. I have no idea what this is. Cloaks? Higher Education Institute. Close Quarter Crafting and Stratagem. Okay. MRI, Mana Resonance Imaging. Oh. Interesting that they call it an MRI still. I like that. The Avatar of Greed. Is it me? It's a cool... Vilsarial... Oh, it carries a nuance of luck be with you or good luck. Yeah, so Vilsarial is like the greeting, right? Yeah, and then this are the results that they got from searching for the equivalent term from this world number that I read out earlier. Ni hao? I guess that is like the... I mean, it wouldn't be written like this normally, but... I don't know a lot of these. Very interesting. How would it be in Dutch? I mean, if you do... Oh. If it's like... Wie geht's? It's, hoe gaat het? Basically. But... Yeah. I mean, a lot of the time we just use WhatsApp anyway. I think I'll just start the game instead of looking at the encyclopedia. Let's see what is going on.
Previously on Fault.
Ruxenheid has fallen. The long-standing peace of the kingdom of Ruxenheid is brought to a sudden end by a surprise attack from an unknown enemy. To protect Princess Selphine, Ritona used a special craft to teleport, narrowly escaping death. However, they arrived not at the evacuation center as planned, but on a continent on the other side of the planet. It was a land beyond the reach of mana, the outer pole. There was no trace of mana craft anywhere, blah blah blah. Having lived in the inner pole, staying just a few days would make their bodies acclimatize, leaving them no longer able to handle mana and stranded in the outer pole. However, the townsfolk do not... so the girl they met was Rune. After many twists and turns, the two help Rune and her other brother, Rudo, reconcile. Rune joins Selphine and Ritona on their travels and journeys alongside them to the inner pole. However, the leader of the attack on Ruxenheid, Malano, appears before the three girls. Because of their long stay in the Madelity land, Ritona is left powerless. Can they defeat Malano, who has countless tricks up her sleeves? In the midst of the commotion, Selphina's attitude suddenly changes and she orders Ritona to... Okay, I tried to read quickly, but... God, I tried. Didn't you hear me, Reinvasta? Oh god, the music. Constrain her immediately with that magic of yours. Magic? You know, the kind you used to slaughter that tribe before. Don't tell me you've forgotten. Magic. The old name of Manacraft. Don't tell me. Start with the right leg. Sever it, but don't kill her. I'll stop the bleeding. Don't hold back. That's not the issue here. This land is devoid of mana. If I used a battlecraft of that level, my body couldn't take it. I'm terribly sorry, Selphine, but using such battlecraft in this situation is... Tch. That's princess to you. Selphine grumbles. I told you to address me as princess, you imbecile. What? Who am I? Tell me, who am I? Who? I am the 9th passed-down successor of the glorious kingdom of Ruxenheid, Princess Selphine Ruxenheid. Don't tell me. And, Reinvasta, who are you? Ma'am, the royal guardian of Princess Ruxenheid, ma'am. What? With Vala absent, I am the very will of Ruxenheid. And you are the sword and shield that will carry it out. I like that the enemy is just watching this happen. She's just like, probably curious what the heck's going on. Darius, hello. I hope you're doing well. For you to cower in fear in the presence of an enemy, such insolence. Know your place. Ma'am. No symptoms indicate a disturbance in manner. Emperor syndrome? This is the first time I've seen the predecessor's personality show this distinctly. Oh wait, she's a girl, so would Empress syndrome be more fitting? Damn. For her to display signs of Empress syndrome at a time like this, and that tone of voice, that personality, this is unmistakably Lady Regan. Dubbed Regan the Bloodthirsty by the citizens, she was the cruelest, most ruthless queen in all of Ruxenite's history, among all 9 generations of the Path Down. That's not a great thing to, get stored inside of your memory. I feel like the Path Down might be a bad thing. In a way. Great inheritance, yeah. The timing couldn't be any worse. You may want to reconsider this overly friendly approach of yours, Rainvasta? My apologies, Princess. If what this girl is saying is true, though, then perhaps you should call me Queen instead. What? Something weird is happening to Sally. It really does change the person, A truly fascinating phenomenon. Zevit's girl, stop dawdling around and stand at attention, why don't you? You... Who are you? What have you done with Sally? No, Melano was it? Let's get down to business. Did you really kill Vala? Don't be silly, of course I was kidding. I said that because you wouldn't listen to me otherwise. It was just a little joke. Yeah, just a joke. I killed your dad, right? Or at least... Am I right in thinking Vala was her dad? I'm just trying to remember to make sure that I'm not completely in the wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure, right? Is that so? Then one final question. What do you people want? Why did you attack Ruxenhide? Looks like she's got the upper hand here. Typical of someone older. I can't get a word in edgewise. Answer, truthfully. If you do, your death will be quick and painless. You have the word of a Ruxenhide. Well, aren't you scary? Our objective, huh? Well, basically, it's to kill you, Princess Alphine. Okay, well, technically we don't have to kill you. But really, is there any other way to put a stop to a country's ability to path down? I see. Yeah, so, I've got a little proposition for you, Miss Princess. Could you, just not go back to your country ever again? What? If you don't, then at least you won't have to die. Abandon your country, go somewhere far away from the Alliance, and live the rest of your lives hiding your true identities. Well, I think it's a pretty good idea. Why, we would never accept such a... Another one of your jokes. If you did that, then you would simply go after the next successor, would you not? I believe that's called hypocrisy. Good point. You're already too deeply rooted in that system you call an alliance. There isn't any point in living if you aren't a part of it, right? Again, you beat around the bush. Moving on, what's wrong? Aren't you going to come at me? From the very beginning, this couldn't end in anything but bloodshed. That's true. This whole time. Then, It's about time we put an end to this farce. This whole time I've been gathering mana. This is the third time now Rainvasta off with her right leg. Just for this very moment. The Lady Selphine's long-winded speech was nothing more than stalling for time. For me to let this chance slip by would be sullying the name of Princess. Do it. Damn. Looks like I don't have a choice. The final synergy of mana, aqua, arrow, manifest outside of my body. Thump. I heard a dull sound, as if my nerves were ripped right out of me. The moment I felt a burning sensation, I was suddenly engulfed in a bone-chilling cold. My body goes numb. I can feel the hazy concept that is my own lifespan growing shorter. Ugh, this is seriously rough. Activating this craft in an area filled with mana is already taxing enough, especially something of this level. Impressive, girl. Impressive, this girl. Being able to synergize this spell with only her internal mana. Oh? Perhaps realizing something was off, Melano quickly shifted her gaze to her right leg. You noticed too late. The fragments have already gathered. Magnetized fragments of obsidian tightly bound to her right knee. Glass shower. Heavy rain. The next moment, Melano dashed away. What? No, that's just ridiculous. Is this a dream? At a speech which I could barely perceive, Melano evaded the hail of shards. She's not human. Heavy rain may seem complex, but blessing it is actually quite simple. Transidian shards are created from mana in the committed area, which are then used as a hail of blades. I can control the shards created with my mana or use magnetized obsidian to concentrate this hail of shards onto a single target. There was no other choice but for me to use this a merciless, inhumane craft I developed solely for the slaughter of humans. Oh my, I can't avoid this, can I? Oh. She avoided it by crushing the game. See, that's impressive. That's impressive, honestly. That is pretty impressive. Can you imagine? Okay, let me skip through this then. Let's hope it doesn't happen again. So yeah, her leg, she dashes away. Crashes again. That's not good. She's too fast for my computer. I wonder... Okay, just a second. Okay, we changed in settings. I'm playing it in windowed mode now. Just to see. You can just hear the noises, it's fine. So, yeah, she dashes away. Okay, she says this. I will quick save. Okay. She's gone. In a split second, Milano disappeared, completely avoiding the rain of shards, leaving nothing but an afterimage. I'll do this. Oh. Hello? Oh, there it is. Disobeying the first wheel spin. Look. I only quick saved, right? I'm not gonna load it. I only quick saved to make sure that I didn't have to reload, you know, the whole thing again. This was out of my... this was out of my control. She's gone? Where did she go? Oh, now the music is louder again. What just happened? Cortana, behind you! Above you! Rune was able to track her? She's all the way up there. How did you... However, no matter where you run, heavy range shards will continue to be drawn towards the magnetic obsidian. There's no escape. I've got you. I can't bear to watch. Wait. I can't bear to watch. That's Rune. Permission revoked. Huh? Oh my. You really could turn someone into a fine red mist with this glass rain of yours. What? The shards. The shards aren't piercing her. The hail of shards that had been flying towards Milano had become embedded in the obsidian on her leg and knee, frozen in place. Those shards should have pierced right through the obsidian, turning her leg into mincemeat. Not even a tear on her clothes? What is going on? Did I make a mistake in my craft? No, that can't be. The shards that chased after Milano had clearly turned the trees around her into sieves. So then, why? Just what happened? Princess Selphine, I can now see where you stand in all this. You could apprehend or just outright kill me, and by doing so you could stop our attacks against San Ajrista. And on top of that, you could bring back the head of the mastermind behind the night raid on your country. 2 birds with 1 stone, right? But know this. I am already beyond the level of winning or losing, so when you fight me, you're better off accepting the fact that you have no say in the matter. Because I am omnipotent. Omnipotent? Does a person like that even exist? I've had nothing but meaningless blather from you. Get to the point. Is talking all you can do? Yes, well, I suppose you'd understand sooner if I had you die once. Huh. As you do. Okay, yep. That one was actually intended, I think. This time it was intended, I think, because it actually started itself again. Sparky, hello? I mean... Oh, hi. Undo. Huh. Yeah, okay. So I also got an achievement. Are you listening now? And it has like a bunch of weird text. Lovely. That's normal. There won't be an undo next time though. Got it. What just happened? My experience tells me that there was a blindingly bright light for just a moment. We were mowed down by hellfire so hot that there were no words to describe it. We died. Lady Selphine, Rune, and I, Hertzvan, Albus, and Rudo, everyone in Cadia City, everyone in the Outer Pole, was completely erased from this planet. Tens of thousands of people gone in an instant. But not only that, we retained memories of some sort from after our passing. What just... The explosion Melano caused completely obliterated the entire outer pole. As if time stood still, those hit by the aftershock of the explosion stood there, motionless, as if waiting for death. The lightly clothed were instantly incinerated, skin burned clean off, turned into pink human-shaped lumps of flesh. Those who barely survived, unable to think clearly, instinctively ran for water to soothe the horrible burns they sustained. However, they were unable to control their bodies freely in the water, resulting in most of them drowning. The skies were dyed jet black, with onyx flames raining down onto the ground. Survivors who were still self-aware tried to escape the inferno, only to be consumed by the flames. Their entire bodies melted away, as if they had never existed in the first place. The first wave of victims totaled 84,089 people. About 3 years after the calamity, there was a second wave of victims, a belt-shaped veil of poisonous mana emanating from the epicenter of the explosion, making its way to the regions surrounding the outer pole. People who had prolonged exposure to the mana experienced inflamed skin, slowly losing function of their vital organs until they finally died. This second wave of victims from the surrounding area totaled another 78,912 people. Using craft, a single human ended the lives of over 150,000 people. Well then, that's a lot of people. Fanta, hello. I hope you're doing well. Annihilation. What other words could be used to describe it? How do we know all of this? I could clearly remember the statistics of every death down to the last digit. Not just that, but the overhead view of the explosion that ended my own life was seared into my mind. Along with what happened years after the fact. I could see the people, the secondary victims of Milano's explosion, suffering and ultimately succumbing to the poisonous mana. Those are actual memories. Oh wait, those are actual memories. The truth is, you and your friends did die. And the rest of those memories of yours were directly implanted by me. Preposterous. Utter nonsense, but... If this woman is capable of using mana to unleash such an explosion, then Ruxenheid... No. The entire world might not even be able to stand against her. No. No, any form of resistance would be absolutely futile. This is ridiculous. Just everything about it is. Are you death personified? Deus Ex Machina. Like some hand of God near the end of a story, shoehorning in some form of closure. Is that what this woman is? Deus Ex Machina? Just what language is that from? Truly a strange illusionary magic. You of all people should know that wasn't an illusion. You have only two choices, understand? Don't return to your country and live. or return to your country and be killed by us. She tore open a hole in the middle of the air. No matter which you choose, let's enjoy whatever happens, okay? Okay. Welcome back. I'm back. Gee, that show was fun. Sis, it looked wrong. It looked fun. Wrong time no see. Wait, that's why I was like confused there. It's long time no see. Wrong time no see. Please don't pout like that. Amazing, Xian. I did exactly as you said, and I was able to recreate the riptide effect. I'm pretty sure opening a rift in space-time is a whole lot more amazing, though. And why the flashy exit? Ah, yes, well, I just thought I needed to make it look really cool and dramatic. So, what happened? What did they say? I don't know. You don't know? Is there anything in the world that you don't know? Well, there isn't a lot, but I'm pretty unsure about them. But they'll probably come back, I think. Are they stupid? You tell them outright that we'd kill them if they come back and they still plan on returning just to die? Yeah, I think so. I'm sure it's already penetrated deeply into them. In their memory mana. Hey, what do you think? What was that just now? Some sort of craft? Princess. Princess, are you alright? Princess? Princess! Name? Huh? Selphine. Call me Selphine. Selphine! Is that so? My apologies, Selphine. It's alright. We're safe now. Ratona. We're safe. I made you use it. I made you use heavy rain. What have I done? I'm so sorry. Forgive me. I'm so sorry. Ratona. I didn't mean to say those things. What is this game? It's called Fault, Sylvie. Hello. I hope you're doing well. This is Milestone 2. There's Milestone 1, which I played previously. Milestone 2 follows up on that story. It is very interesting. I don't honestly know how to explain it exactly. But the world essentially just ended and then got reverted. So... And the person that did it threatened Selphine here, who is the princess of a nation, Ruxenheid. And basically was like, either you never return to your kingdom or I kill you. And now they have a choice to make. How have I been? I've been very well. So she recreated the entire world? No, she just blew it up and then undid the blowing up part. Does that make sense? She destroyed a lot of it. Yeah, like 150,000 people died or something. It was only to show what she could do. So she also let them remember that they died. And even the statistics of how many people died and all that stuff. giving them memories of an overview of the explosions and all that stuff so that they would know what happened, even though they couldn't possibly know what happened. That's why she's, well, that and some other stuff is also why she's crying, but it's complicated. Well, yes, it is very complicated. That's why I'm like, it's hard to explain this game exactly. There's a lot of stuff that is a bit difficult to explain. Are you okay, Cell? I mean, Your Majesty? No need to call her that. Huh? Please call her by name. Oh, Sally? How are you doing? She'll lose consciousness soon. Huh? Wait. Isn't that bad? We need to find her a place to rest. Rune. I mean, yeah? Delphine and I are on the brink of death right now. Eh? What? One mistake, and both our lives are likely forfeit. We need to leave the outer pole as quickly as possible, for some place abundant in mana. I'll carry Delphine. Can I count on you to watch our backs? Of course. Leave it to me. It's not that, no, Sophie. It's not. At least I don't think it is. Return as the bodyguard of the princess, and Rune is a... what do you call her? She's an android, but not Rune is difficult to explain. She was created as with memories of being basically the memories of a girl that died being implanted into an artificial body so that she could live on. Which is also why she isn't affected by the mana stuff. Yeah, I get to join you on your journey 5 seconds later. Listen, we're about to die soon. You need to carry us. We need you to carry us, yeah. Well, no, Retona is still carrying Delphine, apparently. But Rune probably could carry both of them if she wanted to. Thank you. So that's the intro. What an intro. It only crashed 3 times during the intro. Who's the one on the left? I don't know. I guess we'll find out together, because... How many times do I have to repeat myself? The mana signature found on the Sky Terrace was Rainvasta's. We are absolutely certain of this. But neither Rainvasta nor the princess is in the shelter. Are you accusing Pastoral Cut of lying? What? What's that name? Damn it, that's not what we're saying. Oh, Laura is her name, apparently. Misha, watch your language. While military protocol is in effect, temporary or not, the headmaster is regent of Rugenheid. We aren't suggesting that Pastoral is issuing falsities, but still. Regardless, this is reality, Sarenheid. 4 days have already passed since the attack, and yet there's still no sign of the princess or Reinvasta. We must move on to our next course of action. But sir, the remains of the princess have not yet been found. Just looking at the mana signature shows quite clearly that 2 people were transported somewhere. I am well aware. However, our most pressing matter is taking the next course of action. We've dwelt on this issue for far too long. Right now, we must focus all our energies into this country's reconstruction. Still, we should round up the remaining soldiers from the Realliance and form a search party. Not happening. Who knows when the shadow soldiers will attack again? Taking away such valuable troops is out of the question. If that happens, that truly may be the end of this country. Those shadow soldiers pulled out once Selphine vanished. Why would they do that, if their goal was to destroy Ruxenheid? In the first place, what if Selphine and Ratona are still alive? We can't just leave them to fend for themselves, damn it. Misha. At this stage, we have no choice but to assume that the princess is passed and moved on. And move on. We must defend our Realliance to the last man until King Vala returns. This is the best course of action for us. What good is sitting around here going to do? You freaking coward. If there was an error in the Vectorcraft, then Vectracraft. Sure. If there is an error in the Vectorcraft, then there's a chance they were relocated somewhere else. What if they ended up someplace near here? It's pretty damn obvious that we need to go look for them now. I told you that is out of the question. Right now we need to... I'm going to round up every single one of the clocks and form a search party for Ratona and Selphine. I'm sick of just sitting on my ass here. For the 100th time, that is out of the question. I will have the soldiers in the clocks locked down. Anyone who follows your lead will be severely punished. I don't give a damn. I'm not going to give up, even if I have to do it myself. Misha, wait, stop. Good grief, such a belligerent rebel, that boy. Still, that fool might actually attempt to go around recruiting others to his cause. Despite his behavior, he's rather well liked. I know. Flora, I know you've got your hands full right now, but could you keep an eye on him? Make sure he doesn't do anything too foolish. Understood. Misha, you can't just behave like that in front of them. Just how long do you plan on acting like a kid? I'm not a kid, alright? There's no way in hell I'm going to let anyone just kill off Ratona or Selphine. They just said they needed to maintain the status quo for now. I swear, once I think you've calmed down, why are you dragging me into another mess? But at least now I can round up a search party without anything holding me back. What? If I tried something before causing that whole racket back there, they would have tried to step in and stop me. So that's why you... Being labeled a troublemaker sure has its benefits, huh? Just throw a little tantrum or two, or they'll stay out of your hair to some extent. Next issue would be you, Flora. Me? Are you gonna stop me? If I've read this right, Miss Laura asked you to keep an eye on me. Which means, if you keep quiet, then I've got a certain amount of freedom to do what I want. So, what's the plan? If you're going to look around aimlessly, then give it up. I won't let you recruit anyone just to search at random. Come on, even I'm not crazy enough to do that. And I'll only need one guy. He isn't even from the clocks. Don't worry. What are you up to? I'm planning to talk with the Order of Rosagas. Okay, these names. Rosagas? There's some people in that order who can take mana signatures apart and reverse engineer the craft used. Who knows? Maybe they can analyze Ratona's signature and figure out where they were transported to. Nonsense. If you need an analysis, then the Knight's Intelligence Group can do that for you. The Ruxenheid's Knighthood Intelligence Group was formed just recently, right? For something like this, I think we need to bring in a specialist. Just who do you think you are? The Knighthood got the best infocrafters in the entire Alliance. But do they have the results to prove it? Well, Ratona's an idiot. That's why she's so capable. Wow. Rude? Poor Ratona. There's no way Ratona would let the signature of a craft as important as an escape route from the castles be analyzed so easily. Capable because she's an idiot? I'm saying that there's no way any average crafter can reverse engineer the craft Ratona used. You may have a point there. That said, I'm off to Griever Grounds. Wait. Griever Grounds? Isn't that where the Union's most powerful metacrafters reside? Yep, the Order of Ozegas is part of those powerful metacrafters. Are you out of your mind? You can't just waltz in there. The war may have gone cold, but it goes without saying they are the enemy of the Alliance. There are even rumors that the Union had a hand in the assault a few days ago. The mana signature on the Sky Towers is our only lead right now. Do you have any other options? You can't. Even if it is you, I won't ever forgive anyone who asks for help from the Union. Flora, this isn't the time to be picky about how we do this. But still, you know, Riggs. His uncle is from Griever Grounds. He's actually a member of the Order of Ozegas. No way. But we haven't had any contact with him in ages. Still, don't tell anyone about this. If anyone found out that someone in Ruxenheid was from Griever Grounds, well, it ain't gonna be pretty. Since when have you known? Since when? Dunno, I forget. Misha, have you lost the ability to tell apart what can and can't be kept secret? Flora, Riggs is a citizen of Ruxenheid. He shouldn't have to suffer just because of his uncle. Do you think I'm going to buy into such a childish sense of justice? No, I don't. I know you won't. That's why I kept my mouth shut. I mean, he's not wrong, though. He shouldn't suffer because his uncle is doing something else. Like, that's crazy. And I apologize for that. Sorry for keeping it a secret. But I'm begging you, Flora. We have a lead here. Please don't tell anyone about this. For Riggs and for Ratona and Salphine. That's exactly what worries me. Fine. On one condition. What? I want to talk with you and Riggs. Let's meet at Gate 3 tomorrow at noon. Sure. This isn't fair, Misha. You're always just... Ratona, Salphine, please be safe. I don't think they're safe. It doesn't feel like they're safe. Captain, those might be the girls. Excuse us. Over here. We have a reservation under Zevitz. We've been waiting, and don't worry, we've already been informed. Hey, is she alright? Well, she stayed up fairly late last night, so she's taking a short nap. We're mana crafters. Ratona? Crafters? Thanks to an unfortunate chain of events, we've ended up using all of our mana. We must get to somewhere abundant in mana, and soon. Yes. Please, we beg you. Can you have this ship depart right away? That's a little tough. We still have more than half the cargo to load. And we can't just up and leave without it all. Damn. Cargo? Do you mean that stuff over there? Yeah, there's quite a lot, as you can see. Oh, is Rune just gonna be like, oh, I'll just lift it and then... Alright. Let's get this all on board in 10 minutes. I'll lend a hand too. She's gone. Rune? 10 minutes? Miss, do you know how much a single crate weight? Oop. Where? Where should I put this? What in the... No way, she's carrying that crate with her bare hands all by herself? Please, we're in a hurry here. You, show her the way. Aye, sir. Rune? Yeah, Rune just carries the crates. Easy. Rotona, do you have a moment? God, those eyes, they're so dead. Dead inside. Sure. I just spoke with the ship's captain. He told me that it will take about 4 hours to reach an area in the ocean called the Swap Point. At that point, residents from the inner pole will switch places with the crew and continue the rest of the voyage. Mana will be present from there on, so we just need to hold out for another 4 hours. Is that so? Good to hear. 4 hours from now. I think we can handle that. I'm feeling so lightheaded. I'm fine. The fatigue just hit me now that we're safe. More importantly, Rune, there's a lot of things I need to discuss with you. There's no need to hide anything from you now. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, and I'll be glad to answer all of them. Are you sure? We can save this for later, you know? No, it's fine. I just need some fresh air. Mind if we take this discussion outside? No, not at all. Phew. So, I hate to bring this up all of a sudden, but are you and Sally really from the kingdom of Ruxenhide? Sally is really a princess and you're really her guardian? Yes. Just days ago, we were attacked by Melano's subordinates. Cornered, Selphine and I made use of an emergency craft to escape to a neighboring country's shelter. But it didn't work as expected. When we emerged, we were deep inside Cadia's forest. What caused it to go wrong? I don't know. I had no idea. It would have spelled trouble if people found out who we were, so we chose to keep it a secret. Sorry, Rune. This isn't how I wanted to tell you of our true identities. Don't be silly. What do you mean? You were in such dire straits and you still made time to help me out. I'm just so grateful. How could I ever repay you? That was nothing, Rune. We're dear friends now. There's no need for you to apologize for every little thing. Rotona, thank you. Oh. By the way, just what happened to Sally back in the forest? Rune, among the inner pole monarchies, there's something called the Path Down. Do you know anything about it? No, not the specifics. Alright. Royalty can use a special kind of craft. Through a certain ritual, their descendants, or in some cases those who are deemed fit to succeed the throne, inherit all their knowledge and experience. This craft is called the Path Down. A path down that continues for many generations is a symbol of prosperity and unity with the people. It's one of the cornerstones of our culture. But she said she was the 9th generation. Isn't that a really long time? Indeed it is. About 350 years have already passed. So that means Sally has 350 years worth of knowledge and experiences stored inside her? That it does. But what does that have to do with her change in personality? Strictly speaking, the Path Down is composed of 2 phases. The first is transfer. In this phase, all the memories, knowledge, wisdom, and experiences are directly transferred to the successor. The time this takes is proportional to the memories being transferred. Each will take about 1 year. Each person? Yes, each past ruler. Having turned 14 this year, Selphine has completed the transfer of the mana from her father, King Vala, for a total of 8 rulers. She began the transfer phase when she was 6 years old, so the first phase is mostly complete. Oof. Imagine getting just a person's experiences from 350 years ago stored inside you at 6 years old. That is crazy. Next, after transfer, is the breaking in phase. This phase consists of the memories and experiences which were transferred into their subconsciousness, fusing with their conscious mind. It doesn't sound like something you can do in an instant. Of course not. This is hundreds of years of experiences and information transferred in just a mere 8. Fusing the transferred mana too quickly will result in the successor's ego being overwritten by the past rulers. That's why time is needed to slowly assimilate the information stored in the subconscious into the successor's consciousnesses. I see. Now, as for the Empress syndrome that manifested earlier, when a successor who hasn't finished the breaking in phase is exposed to extreme danger, the consciousness of a past ruler can surface. You could say that it's a phenomenon that occurs out of instinct, arising from the need for self-preservation. No, the preservation of the path down. Is that so? That being said, there is a tendency for the situation to influence which past ruler appears. The one you saw earlier was Ruxenhide's second queen, Queen Rhaegon Ruxenhide. Of all 9 generations of Ruxenhide's monarchs, she was the most ruthless and bloodthirsty. On the battlefield, we'd never had a strategist as exceptional as her. She was the one who forged Ruxenhide into a kingdom that other countries feared. Her skill as a battlecrafter was also second to none, or so I hear. She really had a commanding presence, huh? Ah, that's right. About that Empress syndrome. What is it? Whenever it happens, where does Sally's own personality go? Basically, there are 8 other personalities inside her, and they take over based on the situation, right? So I guess it's something like having multiple personalities. Not quite. It's something somewhat similar, but fundamentally different. That was Selphine herself, but her personality was composed of Queen Rhaegon's experiences, knowledge, and so on. So actually, Selphine had a clear sense of self. That's why after the Syndromes episode, she was crying and apologizing. She was sorry for the way she spoke and for ordering me to do certain things, both of which she would have never done as her true self. It sounds like, someone who had too much alcohol and went on a drunken rampage. That was quite the inappropriate analogy. Yeah, a little bit. This is like if we resummoned Willem II or something. Kind of. Like, if the current king had suddenly the knowledge and experiences of Willem II instead of his own. Basically that, right? For just a moment. All of the knowledge, yes. Because, yeah, it's a crazy thing. I don't know what to think of it, to be honest. It seems like such a... It's a powder keg. Right? I mean, as long as they're safe inside their kingdom and they can, like, wrap it up smoothly, then it's fine. But the way she is now, like, somewhere entirely different than her old kingdom. Like, it's so volatile. Also, the flaws of the past are carried over just as the good skills are. Yes, exactly. Which is why, in that situation, it didn't actually go very well still. Even with the personality shift. I mean, it wouldn't have gone well either way, to be honest. It was just a terrible situation to begin with. Like, they were against someone who could end the world with a snap of her fingers. That is like... That's not good. Well, I guess it is similar with how one would seriously regret doing something one would normally never do. I can't speak for Selphine here, but I think it's much, much scarier than that. When totally drunk, your personality only changes slightly because your thought processes and judgment are impaired. But Empress Syndrome is different and totally incomparable. Your morals, your sense of right and wrong, personality and mannerisms, they all clearly change in an instant. Never having experienced it myself, I can't imagine what that would feel like. Sally, are there any adverse effects? There shouldn't be any. At least as long as she's in an area with mana. Though, the experience is physically draining, enough to cause her to lose consciousness once she returns. All we can do for now is let her rest. By the way, Rune, I've got a question of my own. Yes, what is it? How, just how strong are you? How strong? Oh, are you referring to the incident with the cargo earlier? Sorry for such an unsightly display. Unsightly? Not at all. Well, I was just really taken aback. Just where does all that strength come from in that delicate body of yours? Well, my body was based off the machines used in mining work, so I have quite a lot of power. I'm also designed to be able to survive any dangerous environments. Thanks to that, any blows or slashes would have to be pretty dang strong before they can even so much as scratch me. Ah, I remember the incident in the tavern. So that's why... Well, if I had to put a number to it, it's pretty tough. Good point. It's not exactly something we can easily express in figures. Yeah, there are a lot of ways to express how strong you are. For example, hitting or throwing something. True enough. Alright, I'll be blunt. How good are you in a fight? How many people can you take on at once? How many people? Do you mean a fight with normal people, unarmed? Yes, that's right. How else could she have taken that? Let me think. Well, I've never been in a real fight before, so I can't say this with full confidence. But maybe I can handle up to 10 adult men? Huh? Oh, but if 10 people try to pin me down at once, I might not be able to lift them all off me. That's what she meant? I was referring to an actual fight, not just lifting them like weights. Well, if it was just a fist fight, I'm pretty sure that I would win hands down. I doubt any normal human being would be able to take me apart. Is that so? Yes, I have enough strength built in me to crush boulders and bend steel. But I don't know anything about actual fighting, so I can't be sure until I get into an actual scuffle. Your vision is also quite impressive. How were you able to track Melano's movements? Ah, about that. My eyes have these things called cameras installed. If I concentrated, I could see a motion at a rate of 20,000 frames per second. That's why it's in the... That's why that is in the encyclopedia. Oh my god. That's a lot of frames. But like, how much can you bench, bro? Well, apparently 10 adult men age. Well, maybe more than that. I couldn't hold my concentration like that for more than 5 or 6 seconds, though. Frames? Well, the minimum frame rate for capturing motion would be 24 frames per second, and, let me put it this way. Well, this is a pretty extreme example, but when you fire a gun, let's just say I can see it moving out of the muzzle really, really slowly. What? Are you some kind of monster? Monster? That's not a nice way to put it. No, wait a minute. If she can see all that, then does that mean you can catch a bullet in midair? Well, I can't say for sure. It'll be tough if the conditions aren't right. But as long as there's enough distance and I can see when the shooter pulls the trigger, I think I can do it. That's rather hard to believe. I know, right? Ah, well, then how about I do a little demonstration? What do you mean? Let me just... Rune digs around in the purse she has with her and she takes out a coin. Or as she talks and takes out a coin. Please take this coin and throw it straight at me as hard as you can. What? Don't worry, I'll make sure to catch it. Rune hands me the coin. It's one of the considerably heavier ones that's Katie is circulating. I wonder what would happen if I really did throw something small and heavy like a coin at someone with full force. Rune should barely be able to avoid it. Still, catching it in midair? Even if it is possible, it would be very difficult to pull off. You can throw in the coin from anywhere you like. Just let me know when you're ready. Is she serious? I moved back a short distance away from Rune. Is this far enough? I stood around 2 body lengths away from Rune, just in case anything were to happen. No need to go that far, but this is alright. This is far? There's no way this could possibly be considered far. Hey, Rune, are you sure about this? You won't get hurt if I accidentally hit you, will you? Relax, Returna. That little coin isn't going to do anything. Alright. Don't mind me, just throw it, and don't hold back. Here I go. I took a pitching stance, focusing all of my power, and hurled the coin at Rune. Snatch. What? I aimed at her thigh, so that if something did go wrong, it wouldn't hurt as much. Ta-da! Rune opens her right hand, revealing the coin I'd just thrown. What was that just now? It all happened so quickly that I wasn't able to see it very well, but one thing was clear. Judging by the timing of her movements, it would be the natural conclusion. Rather than reacting to my movements, it looked as if Rune moved in sync with me. I know I shouldn't be thinking this, but the way she moved was disturbing. Almost inhuman. Not that she was human in the first place. Try throwing 10 coins at me at once this time. 10? 10 coins at once? How could you catch all of those? The coins would scatter all over if I threw 10 at once. She couldn't possibly catch all those. It's alright, Returna, just try and see. Come on, there's no way she could catch these. This time I take out 10 coins from my own purse. And naturally these coins were of different sizes and weights. Are you really sure you want to do this, Rune? I mean, it's not like it would hurt her. Right? They're just coins. If you just scatter them, it's not gonna hurt her. Meanwhile, among the crew, what in the actual fuck is going on? True. Imagine being a really buff guy at the gym, pushing weights at his limits, and then Rune walks in and starts lifting him with one hand along with the weights. Yeah. Technically, that's not the minimum. Yeah. Just filled in tons of annoying forms and bureaucracy-related things. This was great to have on second screen to not drive you insane. Well, I'm glad I could help in that way, Sylvie. Bureaucracy is very annoying. I'm sure this will be easy. Here I go. Ready when you are. 1, 2, 3. Snatch, 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 snatch. That is just downright scary. I couldn't even see her arms anymore. I caught all 10 of them. You're practically invincible. Oh, not at all. I saw you throwing the coin, so I was able to react. I wouldn't be able to predict sneak attacks. There have also been cases where my body would stop moving if I forced myself too hard. Besides, if I ended up having to fight with my fellow sisters, I'm pretty sure I'd lose. I see. I'd forgotten that there are others like Rune. Being a prototype, the production models after... Oh, being a prototype, the production models after me should have much better mechanical abilities. And Katia is alright with things like those, just... Oh wait. God. I keep messing up the voices. And Katia is alright with things like those, just roaming the streets. Also, and this is just speculation, but I'd be in big trouble if someone used Manacraft against me. Probably, yeah. Both names start with R, yeah. I'm just reading the first letter, and then it's like, oh no, that's not... that's not the right character. I run on mana, so if the flow of mana inside me was to be disrupted, who knows what could happen? Is that so? Rune, I'm going to tell you right now, this is no ordinary journey. It sure isn't. Melano left those parting words, but regardless, Selphine and I must return to Roxenheid. For its sake. And the sake of its people, who look forward to seeing their Princess Selphine crowned queen, not king, after completing the path down. Why did I say king? Where did that come from? That's so stupid. A queen. Although we left Cadia on the premise of travel, this must be too much of a burden for you. If at any point in our travels you want to go your own way, Rotona. It's only thanks to you and Sally that I was able to be free like this. Dangerous or not, if this journey can serve as some way to repay both of you, then so be it. Rune. That's right. Alright, then let me ask you once more. Can we count on you, both as a fighter and as a friend dear to us? She's also looking better. I don't know if that's just in this scene, but she's not looking as tired anymore. You've got Emperor Syndrome? No! Oh no. It was the fresh air. Yeah. Can we count on you both as a fighter and as a friend dear to us? I'm still completely clueless on how to fight, so I might end up being useless when it comes down to it. But with you guiding me, Returner, I think I can be of some help. I'll give it my very best. This much I can promise you. Rune replied with such enthusiasm, so much that I'd almost forgotten she was a machine. This reaffirmed that she was truly an irreplaceable friend. At the very least, leave anyone who tries anything funny with you to me. I'll knock them to kingdom come. I'll give them the good old Rune punch. I'm holding you to that. Not to sound like a broken record, but it'll be a pleasure traveling with you, Rune. Likewise. Oh. What's the matter? I just realized I still haven't thought of a nickname for you, Retona. What? It's not fair that only Sally gets a nickname. Please, Retona, I'd like to be friendlier with you through calling you by a nickname. Just what kind of logic is that? I really don't mind, but it's going to be hard shortening my name any further. You make a good point. What can we do with Retona? Retona, Rito, Ritty, Rini, Ritoni. You can stop now. Ah, I've got it. What about Ritz? Ritz. Yes, I do believe I've outdone myself. Ritz. Isn't that a cute nickname? Ritzy. Let's just stick to Retona. Aww. Whoa. What is all this about? Flora? Don't tell me you're planning to come with us. And what if I am? Look, if you come along with me, do you think Laura and the headmaster are going to take it lying down? You've got your own job to do. What about that? This is from someone who's abandoned his work even when the grand kitchen is already so short on staff. That's not the problem. I already told Chef Millie before I left. I have permission. So do I. What? I've already dealt with it. Wait a second. What do you mean by that, Flora? Don't tell me you... Flora? Is it alright for a relative of the royal family to leave the country at a time like this? Aren't you worried about yourself? Worried? My being here means that I've already notified Laura and the others about your background, right? We all live our lives doing the things we think are right. It would be wrong of me to resent you because of the actions you've taken. Oh, have a good one, Sylvie. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for stopping by. That aside, Flora, now that you know the truth of my family, do you view me any differently from before? Of course not, is what I'd like to say. I desperately want to from the bottom of my heart. But now, I don't even know what to think anymore. Damn it, Flora. That's enough, Misha. I knew it was only a matter of time before it would be exposed. Flora, I'm very grateful for the days I've spent in the kingdom of Ruxenhide. There hasn't been a single day I've lived here that I haven't appreciated. Because I've never experienced peace like I have it here, in Ruxenhide. If my peaceful life was brought to an abrupt halt, I wouldn't have any regrets. Or so I thought, until just the other day. Now, I'm having second thoughts. I realized that there was something I could do for Ruxenhide. My uncle, a member of the Order of Rozekis. Maybe they could find the whereabouts of Princess Selphine and Vertona. Flora, let me have this chance to give something back to the kingdom. This might be the only thing I can give back to the kingdom that has given me so much. You haven't changed at all. Still so foolishly earnest. Look, haven't I already told you? I said I was going to go with you. Besides, how did you expect to get through the checkpoints leading out of the Alliance? The checkpoints? I have all my papers and documentation though. Every single checkpoint in the Alliance is on complete lockdown right now. You'd have to be a pretty high-ranking official if you want to get through. Are you serious? Isn't that much obvious? Think about the situation we're in right now. The kingdom of Ruxenhide was attacked. Do you have any idea just how preposterous this idea would have been before the attack? Get off my back, Flora, of course I do. No you don't. Listen, Misha. There are throngs of those shadow soldiers just roaming the kingdom's borders. The only thing the two of you will accomplish by getting yourself killed. Laura, just how much do you plan on talking down to me? We may be nowhere near as capable in fighting as battlecrafters like you, but those are just the remnants of the assault forts. They won't be moving around in groups. We're not going to get taken down by just one or two stray soldiers. Too naive, Misha. Those things broke through our... Those things broke through both our front and rear lines with a force of just over 100 or so. Sorry to say this, but you and Riggs wouldn't stand a chance against even one of those. You and the rest of the kitchen crew probably wouldn't know since you all evacuated to the shelter. But Misha, it took two Tri-Crafters just to take down a single one of those shadow soldiers. What? 2 Tri-Crafters? You've got to be kidding me. No wait, that doesn't make any sense. According to the surveillance mana, Vertona took out 4 of those things while fighting that snotty, blonde, pigtailed kid, and she only took a split second. How could 2 Tri-Crafters struggle to take down a single shadow soldier? This isn't some drawn-out stage play. Real battles are decided in an instant. And Misha, have you forgotten that Vertona is the appointed guardian of Princess Selphine, the heiress to the throne? They've been friends since childhood, so there has been speculation of favoritism in the decision. But if she made a single mistake, that would spell the end of this kingdom's path down. Regardless of how much Selphine likes her, if Rotona didn't have the skill to back it up, there's no way she would have been appointed royal guardian. There's no comparison between Rotona and any normal mana crafter. You could count us on a single hand the number of battlecrafters in all of the Alliance who could go toe-to-toe with her in close combat. I never knew she was that amazing. During the attack, I also had to fend off a shadow soldier. If Tosca and Kruger weren't there with me, I wouldn't be standing here today. Why did you decide to come along with us? What's your objective, Flora? Just if, your elder sister wasn't chosen to be the recipient of the pass down, then you have a duty to stay here in Ruxenheid as the next candidate. If my sister isn't good enough, then I doubt I would be either. Oh, don't give me that look, both of you. Your thoughts are written all over your faces. Sorry. I'm sure you already know this, but with King Vala absent right now, if Princess Selphine truly has passed away, then that would close the curtains on Ruxenheid's history forever. So performing the pass down on one of the branch families is nothing but a facade. Oh wait. I messed up again. It's fine. Misha said that. So performing the pass down on one of the branch families is nothing but a facade? If we were dealing with 2 or 3 generations, maybe it could have worked out, but we have 9. My bloodline, the Cernheid, has never gone through a path down before. The strain would be too much for us. Besides, do you think the citizens would approve of transferring the path down to someone else when we aren't even sure if the princess is alive or not? Branch families like us are only royalty in name. That's why I'm joining you. This is a gamble. Gamble? That's right. I've been assigned as an observer to both of you. So you really did spill the beans to your teachers. I'm surprised they're just letting you leave the country like this. There was a condition. Listen, you two. They absolutely will not allow failure. We in the Alliance value the individual and their rights. All the Union cares about is their religion. If they have to, they use any means, no matter how inhumane, to extract information about the Alliance from you. That's why I was given an order. If you ever fall into the hands of the enemy, I am too. I am too. That's enough, Flora. No need to spell it out. We get it. I know. Don't look so glum. It's all part of the job, right? Nothing we can do about that. This is perfect, though. The fact that they're not stopping us means that they think we've got a shot at this. Misha? You heard her, Riggs. If we screw up negotiations, there'll be a pretty lethal penalty waiting for us. I'd rather you stay uninvolved in this, Misha, but I suppose we're in too far to back down now. Either way, our lives are on the line here. No problem. We just need to not screw up. Ain't that right, Flora? How can you be so carefree about all this, Misha? Don't you get it? Failure means death. This isn't a joke or threat, they're serious. Of course I get it. Then why... Well, what do you want me to do? Run around screaming my head off? That wouldn't solve anything. That's true. To be honest, I'm pretty surprised that those teachers would go this far. But that just means they're taking just that much more seriously. It's do or die. No way we can turn tail now. Rotona and Princess Selphine might be alive, you know. And there's no way in hell I'm going to ignore that possibility, no matter what they tell me. So Flora, if something ever happens to us too, let the teachers know. Let them know that we don't resent those 2 girls or the kingdom. And that goes for you too, Flora. Agreed. We're the ones being unreasonable here, after all. Okay, now that we've got that all settled, let's go. Time to bid farewell to Ruxenheid, huh? We have a long journey ahead of us. I look forward to traveling with you both. Same here. It's been a while since all three of us have done something like this. Come on, Flora. We're off. Yeah. Don't worry, Misha. If anything were to happen to either of you, I'd... There we are. Hello. Hello, Lumen. You'll fight them? Fight who? Sally's back, yeah. I see it. Ever freaking out over today's direct? Matt said no, I'm chill. Yeah, exactly. I'll watch it later. How much more interesting is it going to be anyway? I've got a wheel to spin. Games to play, you know, very important things. You were supposed to message me yesterday after stream about the PS3 thingy. Oh, I mean you can just message me now. I'll message you after stream then. As long as I have the ping, then I won't forget, you know? And then you won't forget either. How am I? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. A little bit tired, a little bit sniffly, but overall very good. How about you? Oh, Sophine. She was awake already? How are you feeling, Sophine? I'm fine now. Sophine sighs deeply and relaxes her shoulders. It looks like I did it yet again, huh? That's certainly an overstatement. I wouldn't say it happens this regularly. Really? You know, I remember it so clearly, like it was just yesterday. Do you mean the last time it happened? Yes. It feels like the more I experience Empress Syndrome, the more clearly I remember each occurrence. It is said to be a phenomenon necessary for one's self-protection. Maybe you remember it more clearly because when it surfaced, your life was at risk. I really don't like it when it happens, especially with Queen Regan's memories and personality. I know that Ruxenheid wouldn't have been the powerful kingdom it is today if it wasn't for her, but when I think about how she'll eventually become a part of me, it's a complicated feeling. Queen Regan, doesn't she feel anything whenever she, kills someone? It's like her sense of right and wrong was based on her own concept of justice. She would manipulate anyone for the sake of the country, whether they were close subordinates, friends, even family. Returna, do you remember the story about Kiris? He served at Queen Regan's side as the leader of the Knights for 20 years, right? For over 20 years. That's right. If I remember correctly, the Union had him defect to their side. He turned traitor to Ruxenheid and plotted to kill Queen Regan. His plan failed, though. Yes. Did you know that he and Queen Regan were so close that there were rumors of them having a relationship? I do. It's quite a well-known story. And the ending was just as famous. When Kiris made an attempt at Queen Regan's life, it was her royal guardian who protected her. Her guardian disarmed him and knocked him to the ground, and then she was asked what should be done to Kiris. Queen Regan picked up Kiris's knife. Oh, wait, that's Returna. Queen Regan picked up Kiris's knife and ran it through his neck without hesitation. Exactly. At the time, Ruxenheid was still in its infancy. One little mistake and other countries would have swallowed it whole. Truly a time of instability. Solfine and I find it difficult to imagine, having lived in relative peace until just very recently. What made you bring up that story, if you don't mind me asking? Kyrus's execution. People praised Queen Rhaegon's swift actions against him as a sign of strength. Without her, Ruxenheid wouldn't be where it is today. I can understand that. She certainly was, well, quite the proactive leader. The truth is, as Queen Rhaegon looked at the spray of blood gushing from Kyrus's throat, all she wanted to do was to go back to her room and change out of her dress. What? Her dress was soaked in Kyrus's blood, so she refrained from joining others in the meal and thought of how troublesome being late was when she came back to her room. That's all she thought of after killing someone who had closely served her under her for so long, with her own 2 hands no less. Whoa, okay. She's like, oh, damn, what a mess. Now my dress is all soaked in blood. God damn. Look at what you made me do. Basically that, isn't it? The only way for you to forget anything is if they announce a new Animal Crossing, ooh, or new Mario. That could be good, both of those. You're doing alright too, I'm glad to hear it. I am looking forward to watching the Direct. I hope there's some good announcements. Or some cool stuff that they show. I never knew. Queen Rhaegon didn't once feel sad or angry that she was betrayed like anyone else would. Instead, it was like she felt relieved at that very moment. And her heart was unnaturally at peace. I think she became like that because despair was constantly following her every step of the way. Now that I think about it, I also felt that from Milano. That's why it upset me. Didn't Bruto say something like that? That someone who can just put on and take off their emotions isn't human? He did. I had argued against him about that, but the truth is, I agreed with him. It's exactly as he said. He's absolutely right. Queen Rhaegon's ability to completely detach herself emotionally it's just inhuman. I never, ever want to become someone like that. Perhaps that kind of cold-heartedness was just the norm back then, even if it is beyond us. But that cold-heartedness is going to become a part of me. She's on the mark. But look at her successors, like Queen Rhaegon's son, King Varric, who founded the Alliance. He and the present King Vala are far from what we would call cold-hearted. Of course, I know that, but it's different. How? I know that both my father and Varric were kind and compassionate, but just thinking of inheriting Queen Rhaegon terrifies me. One day I may end up having to make use of Queen Rhaegon's strength. And I don't want that. I don't want to turn into someone who thinks like her. Even if I can control and suppress this, I want nothing to do with it. Oh, Rotona, where's Rune? She's probably outside, helping the ship's crew. Could you bring her in? Is this a visual novel, or are we just watching a bunch of cutscenes all at once? It's a visual novel. Yeah, this is all the game is. I'm just talking. I mean, there's some visual elements to it. There's some cool visuals, but it is a visual novel, yeah. A visual novel that just had us die and then get... It basically... A lady we fought quite kind of... We did fight. She snapped her fingers and blew up part of the world. And then undid that. It crashed the game. Well, on purpose, I think. It made the game restart. Then she undid it. And then the characters here remembered dying. And everything. Even the statistics of how many people she killed and all that in the explosion before reverting it. According to the game, she killed 150,000 people. And the characters know that. as well. So it's very interesting. There's some interesting things here. I want to talk with Rune about this too. Understood. I'll be right back. Oh, Returner. There you are, Rune. How is Sally doing? She's fine. In fact, she just came to. Thank goodness. All hands on deck. Ah. Excuse us, passing through. What's all the commotion? Seems like we've arrived at the swap point. As I realized that the ship had stopped, I also noticed the presence of a small boat anchored beside us. Looks like they're switching with the crew from the inner pole. Which means... mana. Yes. Mortara, hello. I hope you're doing well. This feels right. A feeling of relief fills me. The past 4 days we spent in the outer pole feel like ages ago now. Oh, you can already sense the mana? Yes. It's an indescribable feeling, but it's like a warm embrace. Maybe it's because we've been in the outer pole for so long, but this may be the first time in my life that I've truly felt the presence of mana. This sensation is like slowly immersing oneself in water of the exact same temperature. As it permeates through my body, it becomes one with me, and I become linked with the environment. I sense the mana assimilating into me. The way this mana exerts pressure on the skin, this unmistakable aqua mana. The ratio of mana is quite skewed though. We're near the second pole after all. The second pole is aqua, I believe. So it seems. Only ever heard about it. Aqua, huh? Of all the attributes, it's the one I'm worst at handling. Is that so? I didn't know people had weak or strong areas for mana. Heck, I thought you were a master at everything. Is that sarcasm I hear? Of course I'd have my weak points too. Right, ladies, this is as far as my crew and I get... The one in black's looking a lot better now. All thanks to you. Getting closer to the mana has practically brought me back to life. You really are from the inner pole, huh? Well, I guess that explains it. Ah, that's right. Even though I've gotten sensitive because we hadn't had any exposure in the last few days, the presence of mana can still be sensed on one's bare skin. Captain, are you alright? What about mana shock? Of course I ain't alright. I'll have to move the swap point back too. This is clearly unreasonable. Why would people from the outer pole have to go up until the very edge of where mana starts to become abundant? Why can't people from the inner pole just sail straight to your port instead? With the ports being as close as they are, people from the inner pole would have far fewer problems than you would. Because they don't wanna. They can't stand being someplace without mana. That's absurd. Besides, from their point of view, they're being nice enough to give us some work. The contract chief Rudo drew up nets them a pretty good deal, but they just wouldn't be reasonable with that. They said that we'd have to do this much if we really wanted to work with them. Ugh, I swear, damn people from the inner pole are always so condescending. I see. That really hurts. Well, it's only been a short while, but good luck. You take care of yourself, especially you, Superwoman. Yes, thank you for taking us this far. Superwoman? I mean, yeah. I feel like that is an apt description, Rune. The change of crew took no more than 10 minutes. It seemed to be just routine for the experienced sailors, but that's only natural. Slack off and in the worst case, lives might be at risk. Oh right, Mr. Hirschman did say that the outer pole's boundaries were shrinking. He did, yes. I wonder what's causing it. It'll take quite some time, but what if the boundaries are pushed back all the way to the cities? I'd rather not imagine. In any case, we really were in the outer pole, huh? Did you have a revelation? I never once in my life thought that I'd end up going there. There isn't anything like it anywhere near Ruxenheid, so I never imagined a place like that in the outer pole. Cortona, is everything alright? Oops, I completely forgot. I was supposed to bring Rune to Selphine. I guess I took far too long. Sally, you're alright now. I feel fine. All I needed was some rest. What's wrong, Sally? Rune, I'm sorry. Sorry for saying all those horrible things. From when you were suffering from Empress Syndrome? So, you know about it? Yes, Retona told me about it. That wasn't my first time. I might end up experiencing it again. But I really didn't mean to. No, I can't say that I didn't mean to. What do you mean? Even though I was overcome like that, I still had a clear sense of who I was. I did what I did back then because in my mind, that was what I thought was best. So, I can't say that I didn't mean any of it. Sally. Relax, it's alright. Don't beat yourself up over it. Huh? I want to know more about the people who gave me a second chance at life. You and Retona treated me like an equal, when I wasn't even human. There's no way either of you could be anything but good people. Rune. Acting out of the usual doesn't change anything about your soul, your memory mana. That's what I believe. Thank you. Thank you, Rune, from the bottom of my heart. Don't make that face, Sally. Smile! Smile! I'm looking forward to the rest of our journey together. Me too. Aww. You were taking a while to get back, Retona. Did something happen? Sorry, I was about to call Rune over, but the ship was just switching crews. Switching crews? We just arrived at the boundary between the poles, so the ship had to change hands. What? Wait, so does that mean that all the people aboard the ship weren't with us earlier? Indeed, they finished transferring just earlier. Amazing! Doing all of this while at sea. Have you started to feel it yet, Selphine? Feel what? We've entered the inner poles area now. Ah! Now that you mention it, I can. This is mana. Wait, this feels different from Ruxenheid's. The continent we're sailing towards is the second pole. It's filled with aqua, the complete opposite of Ruxenheid's mana. Oh, you're right. It is aqua mana. It really does feel completely different. Wow, so the affinity of the mana changes the sensation? With the mana ratio this different, you can definitely feel it. It's like we've stepped into a completely different world. Oh wait, Sally, you couldn't immediately tell what kind of mana it was? If I could, I'd be a single crafter in no time. Single crafter? Long explanation, but in our kingdom system, you're ranked from single crafter up to quin crafter, indicating how many types of mana you've mastered. To pass the exam to be a single crafter, you need to be able to sense mana, analyze it to determine its composition, and shift or manipulate it to a certain degree. Is that something anyone can do? Well, asserting the composition and shifting should be doable for anyone. However, Manacraft operates on precise ratios, so studying and practice are essential for efficient use of craft. Maintaining a campfire would be the easiest analogy. Wet branches and leaves won't catch fire, and rocks and dirt aren't any good either. Just throwing in whatever you find isn't going to work. Manacraft is taking the proper fuel, in our case mana, from the surroundings, the atmosphere, and producing the desired result. I think I'm starting to get it now. It sounds incredibly simple and intuitive, but just becoming a single crafter is really hard. Hey, you over there. Who are you? What are you still doing here? The rest of the crew have already boarded the other ship. And you are? I'm the captain of the second crew. We're originally residents of the Inner Pole, so no worries. Please steady the ship on our course. What? Hey, are you really from the Inner Pole? We are. Well, technically one of us isn't, but I'd rather not get into the details. I can't believe you went to some mannerless hellhole like that. Just what the hell were you doing with sad bums like those? Jeez. Rude much? You three alright? Rune slumps. Is this what they call discrimination? Yeah, that is what they call discrimination. You sure have a way with words. We're feeling somewhat ill because we overextended our stay, but what we did there is none of your business. The captain spits over the side of the vessel and glares at us in bewilderment. He sneers at us, as if thinking to himself that he was a fool for asking. Was he really that taken aback by our attitude? We're in no position to pick a fight with him. Excuse me? Let's just say we've been through a lot. We're in your hands, Captain. The captain leaves without a word and begins to issue orders to the crew. Not a single member of the crew spoke with us for the remainder of the voyage. Yikes. I'm starving. Indeed. The awkward atmosphere aboard the ship only served to add to our fatigue. Though we put up quite the brave front, our bodies had clearly taken a beating. Or really taken a beating. We may have pushed ourselves a bit too far. What's wrong, Rune? A new city. A new country. Look, Sally, Rotona. It's a whole new world. Right before our very eyes. Oh, that's right. Her whole life, she's lived in the city of Cadia. It's only natural that she's this moved. What a beautiful port city. Amazing. It sure is lively, even at this time of night. The sun had already set quite some time ago, yet there are still people flowing in and out. There even seem to be some street performers in the crowd. Selphine, Rune, take care not to stray and get lost. This time we need to get some sediment stones and open a comcraft line with Selphine. I'd like to have some form of communication with Rune if ever she gets lost, though. She can't use mana, though, so I guess we can't do anything about that. Now, if that's what you're worried about, my brother gave me this. Rune brings out a dark, shiny, rectangular box. That's the same device Ruda gave me as we were leaving Cadia. You had one too, Rune? Just like yours, Rotona. Could you take it out? Huh? Sure. Now that I think about it, I never got to ask Ruda how to use this thing. Okay, so hold this button down and... testing. Whoa. Sounds like Rune's voice just emanated from the box I was holding. Wait, that actually was Rune's voice. Looks like it's working just fine. What in the world is this? How's your voice coming out from this box? Hearing a box almost talk like this is unnerving. This is a product of Zevitz Enterprises' latest technology, the transceiver. These transceivers are connected by a special mana line developed by the company. If we get separated, we can use these portable handsets to communicate with each other over a short distance. Amazing. So this is thanks to science. These portable handsets won't have the same range as you would get using regular Comcraft, though. Handsets? Does that mean there's larger versions of these? Yes, the master transfers. I can't. I can't talk. We have walkie-talkies. Yes, the master transceiver device is in the Zevitz headquarters. It's about the size of the entire Lab 9. With that one, there's a slight lag in transmission, but it can send a message from one end of the country to the other, or so I hear. So you hear? Yes, I was exiled, so to speak. partly in order for me to test its real-world range. We won't know just how far it can really transmit until we try it out. I'll make contact with Rita later too. Just imagine, when these devices become commonplace, it'll be a sight to see. Yeah, imagine being able to talk to someone all across the world. That's crazy. That's crazy, right, guys? Crazy technology. Couldn't happen to us, exactly. I'm not certain whether there will be a demand for these in the Interpol, but long-range communication without Comcraft? Selphine? What's wrong? Selphine's face looks completely devoid of life. Alright, she's been quiet ever since we got off the ship. Are you alright? Hey. Huh? I'm so hungry. Mood. Whoa. She must have used the loss of her energy to shout like that. Sally, are you okay? It's no use. Looks like we'll have to find a meal before anything else. Seems so. I'm also quite... Oh. Oh no. Different language. Oogs, friggin' Sims. Hmm? The Aratum's tuning isn't working? Alright, they don't speak the same language here as they do in Cadia. Roostis? Child, sorry, but this is a problem. Carrying on a conversation like this while Sylvine's out cold will be tough. Sorry, we don't understand your language here. Our Cordonian. Me understand a little. Oh. Well now. It's a little broken, but the tuning was able to pick the words out. Can you speak Cordonian? Yeah, here, Viscanta. Words like Cordonian. Traders speak. When could learn some. So there are people here who can speak Cordonian too. If that's the case, I can just make some minor adjustments to the tuning. If you converse a little, then I should be able to synchronize my settings to the language. My name's Saul. Are you merchants, both? I guide you, town. What do we do now? So your name is Saul, huh? My name is Rune. Nice to meet you. Rune. Pretty name. Rune, sorry, but could I take it from here? Oh, sure. Your main language is Viscanton, correct? Could you talk to us in Viscanton? Symes, understand Viscanton? I knew it. I should be able to tune the Aratum to match the intonation and accents of the language. Maybe because of the geographic proximity, there are a lot of similarities between Cordonian and Viscanton. This is a problem. Returna, it doesn't look like we're getting through to him. No, relax. Just a little more, and I should be able to tune to the proper settings. Tune? Settings? Now that I think about it, how did Returna and Sally know how to speak Cordonian? Child? I tweaked the speech mannerisms that Selphine taught me when we were in Cadia. Let's try a fairly simple sentence. We are travelers. Returna is suddenly speaking a completely different language? We've traveled many countries learning different languages. Oh, miss, so you can speak Viscanton. Lucky me, I've hit the mark. I can't understand a thing Verterna's saying. Well, that's the gist of it. Now I'll cut to the chase. What do you want from us? What do I want? Calling out to complete strangers to guide them around town. I'm sure you're expecting some kind of payment in return. Payment? Saul, was it? What are you doing here in the port alone at this time of night? Where's your family? They're all dead. Oh, well, okay then. Jeez. Kid. Jeez, okay. Don't have to... What the fuck that little shit just called me? Do you still think like that, Lumen. After you said this. Don't worry, kid. Lumen will send you to meet them. Apparently, yeah. If they weren't, I wouldn't be wandering around alone at night like this. I've been making my living guiding travelers like you around town. This has got to be a scam. I can just smell it. What are they talking about? Now, judging by Retona's tone of voice, I could wager a guess. Retona, could you interpret a little for me here? I've been making my living guiding travelers like you around town. Oh, what was I? Also, Fiend just came to. The timing could not have been any worse. Oh, hello there! Retona Rune, could you introduce me to our little friend? Gordonian. My name's Sol. Miss, very pretty. So your name is Sol, huh? Thank you. Let me make it easier for you. It'll be much more comfortable for you speaking like this, right? She tuned her Aratum in an instant. Stunning linguistic skills as always. Wow, miss, you can speak Viscontin too? Oh no, Sally's doing it too. Rune is just being left out. Poor Rune. I guess this is also a kind of manacraft? So what is he saying? Seems he makes a living by guiding people around town. Eh? What do you mean makes a living? He doesn't have any family or relatives to take care of him. You mean he's an orphan? All alone? That's terrible. Is that true, Saul? Yeah. But there's a lot of people that come to this port, so I'm scraping by. Sorry if I've bothered you. Around this time is when the last ships of the day come in. If I don't hurry, I won't have any more work for today. Retona. Please, can we get Sol to show us around, please? Oh my god. Damn it, Sylvine. You wanted food so badly earlier. We can't... Oh no, Rune as well. We should, Retona. I'm kind of lost here, but look at his face. Look at how sad he is. We've got to help him out here. Is that all it takes to fool the two of you? Retona! Retona, please! And of course, if I say no, I'm going to end up the villain. This is clearly way too fishy. Fine, no point in arguing. I'll be the bad guy here. Alone, no family or relatives, scraping by as a guide. Alright, I'll bite. Child. No, Soul, was it? We'll have you as a guide then. How much do you want from us? He gives me a number, but I don't know just how much that's worth. Rooney says it'll be this much. How much would that be worth in Gallows? I whispered quietly to Rune so Soul doesn't hear me. Not sure about what the prices of commodities here are, but in Cadia it's about enough for a square meal for one person. He isn't asking for much then. Even more suspicious. Miss, you're kind of mean. This is the first time anyone's ever treated me like this in my entire life. Sorry, but we're not looking to make any friends. If you are, though, then you're better off trying your luck with these two. Retona. Retona, that's just mean. If you're not satisfied with the tour, then you don't have to pay me. Please trust me, I'm not a bad person. Trust is something earned, not given. If you really have no bad intentions, then why don't you prove it to me? I'll be keeping watch. If you don't want to mind me, then so be it. Jeez, Retona. Retona, I can tell just from the tone of voice that you're being mean to him. You never treated me like this when we first met. Oh yes, I did, Rune. I certainly did. Before anything else, Sylphine, Rune, please hand me all of the money you have on hand. Eh? All of it? What for? I'll keep an eye on our finances while Sol is with us. If you need any money at all, let me know. I won't tell you off for spending anything. Aw. Aw is right. Retona, you sure are interesting. After they hand me the money, I make a show of placing it in the pouch hanging off my belt to be sure everyone can see it. So let's just ignore that mean lady. Rune and I would be glad to talk with you. Okay. My name is Delphine. And I'm Rune. Oh, do you understand what I'm saying? I find Cordonian can understand a little. Rune, pretty name. Thank you. Nice to meet you, so. God, this whole thing. What a mess. I mean, she is being smart though, Ratona is at least. The other two, not so much. But just being like, okay, I'll keep an eye on the finances, make sure that no one can actually get it. Because they're like, oh, you're so stupid being not trusting and stuff. It's like, but you are being true trusting though. This kid might want to pickpocket us, and you're just like, he's just a kid, he's an orphan, he might be lying about everything. Like, it's fine to let him do the tour, but you gotta keep in mind that he might be trying to do something, scam you or whatever. Here's all our pockets, you can have them, exactly. They would probably just give him their life savings if they could. Oh, you poor thing, here, have all our money. According to Sol, we're in the largest port in Viscanta. Ever since the neighboring country, Ceres, invested in the area, it has gone through heavy development for the past 20 years. Travelers and merchants continue to flood in, looking for the new and unique. There weren't many places here that dealt with Manacraft way back then, though that was before I was born. For a bustling port town to not have any Manacraft facilities? I find that very, very hard to believe. Sophine, are you alright? Food. This isn't going to work. If you're hungry, there's a great place on 3rd Street. It's a restaurant that serves seafood right by the ocean side. They cook up all kinds of seafood caught fresh that day. It's really good. Ratona, you heard him! Seafood! Seafood! Weren't you going to ignore that mean lady? Rune, you heard him! Seafood! Seafood! Oh, that sounds wonderful! Being so close to the sea, I'm sure the catch will be nice and fresh. So, could you show us the way? Leave it to me. Are you feeling hungry, Sol? Oh, what is she saying? She's asking if you're hungry. You are, aren't you? It's already this late after all. But I... Don't worry about it. Have dinner with us. Rune over here wants you to join us too, right? Isn't that right? Indeed I do. Sol, we'll pay for everything, so don't hold back, alright? You're okay with that too, right, Ratona? I won't stop you. Well, you heard her, Sol. They sure are in high spirits. But on one condition. Huh? A condition? Sol? Putting aside the matter of dinner, do you know anything about lodging in the area? Lodging? Yeah, sure I do. I'm looking for a nice, safe place here. Location doesn't matter. Any suggestions? Safe? Then there's only one place around, although it's kind of expensive. If you're okay with it, then... It depends just what expensive is, but I'll figure that out when we get there. Would you like to go there now? No, not yet. I'd like you to come up with 2 other possible locations as well, if this inn is too expensive for us. But for now, dinner comes first. Surely Delphine is dying of hunger by now. No, even I'm at my limit. I don't have much of an appetite, but I can't afford to skip a meal. We'll foot the bill. So eat and drink as much as you'd like. Okay. What's wrong, Ratona? You don't look so well. Maybe you should have a rest for now? No, I'm fine. I just need a good night's sleep. Today's been nothing but ups and downs. Retona. Anyway, let's go have dinner. We desperately need some nourishment. Oh, it's already been over 2 hours, I just realized. It takes us a little over 10 minutes to walk from the port area to an area by the beach. Sol points us towards the direction of a dark alleyway. Just over there. Be careful, it's pretty dark. It's in this back alley? Yes, of course. That's, classic place for a restaurant. Classic place for a restaurant, a back alley that's very dark and out of view of everyone. The restaurant looked to be nothing more than a small concrete building. An old, dilapidated, abandoned one at that. Just go in. You won't be eating inside here anyway. It's just the entrance. Pass through and you get to the beach on the other side. We do as he says and step inside the shop. Why would you? Welcome. Upon entering the shop, the first thing I see is a large mana signature. It's the other end of a Comcraft line. It's set up so that releasing it allows information about the shop and its menu to flow into one's mind. Nothing out of the ordinary. I release it. What the? It seems that this establishment specializes in fisherman's stew, which the customers cook themselves. Rather than paying for individual dishes, customers pay a flat fee and then they can eat as much as they want. I can't wait. Huh? Can we just go straight in? Oh, that's right. You can't use Comcraft, can you, Rune? Sorry about that. Wait, what? Were you and Sally using it just now? Yeah. You see the mana signature over there? If you release it, information on the shop and its food flows into your mind. So does that mean if you can't use Manacraft, then you can't order any food? In this restaurant, you just place the seafood in one of the stew pots set by the beach. Simple enough. Wait, so it does actually work. Okay. Well, at least so far. Seems sensible enough. Kind of weird though to be like, oh yeah, you just go through this back alley and then through the concrete building that's dilapidated and abandoned. Then you get to the beach and that's where the shop is. It's like, okay, why do we go through an old dilapidated building exactly? Kinda sus. Well, it sounds really fun, doesn't it? Between Kadia's Tavern and this seaside stew restaurant, people sure prefer their meals lively. Come on, let's go. The shop's just giving us the go-ahead. Woo! Amazing. Cauldrons by the beach. Exactly as they said it would be. Countless cauldrons were scattered all over the beach. Customers would gather around the pots, cook the seafood inside, and eat at their own leisure. The sand is glowing? Are we going to eat just like this? Looks like it. Over there by the shoal is full of fish cages. The fish that the fishermen just caught are kept fresh and live with aquacraft. They'll take care of butchering the fish too. What should we get first? I have no idea where to start. Retona, are you familiar with seafood? No, not really. Ah, I see. Perhaps you don't like seafood? I wouldn't say that, but I don't particularly enjoy it either. Rixenheid's landlocked, so there aren't many choices for me to eat it. I love it. I love all kinds of seafood. Selphine, is there anything you don't like? You've never been a picky eater, have you? That's because my father would scold me whenever I get choosy with my food. He said that food is reflective of the way of life for different regions, so it's also related to politics. Ah yes, you particularly like eating the traditional sliced raw fish of Valstoralcott, don't you, Selphine? Fish here, yeah, I love it. Yeah? Eating fish raw? Like completely uncooked? Completely raw, as is. I just can't stomach this stuff. It's not completely raw. They're coated in vinegar, spices, or oil first. It requires special knife skills to prepare too. Hey everyone. I'm going to get some fish now. Could somebody help me carry it all? You need help? I'll be glad to go with you then. Are you sure? What about communication? I'll be fine. It's just over there anyway. I can make some gestures and it'll work out somehow. Betona, you look really tired, so just rest for now. Okay. Are you sure you'll be okay, Rune? Don't worry, we won't take long, so just rest up for now. Now that that's settled, let's go, Soul. Oh my god, okay. I should save at some point. I think I will save now. Because I need... Well, I don't need to go, but I want to spin the wheel again. Hey, what was that? Was that noise from the game or was there an alert? It sounded very similar. Oh god. Saving the game, yeah. It was saving the game, right? Just for... It sounded kind of like the standard uh like donation sound, basically. That's why I was like, was that the game? I thought it was, but I wasn't certain.